Like, I almost feel like I've been running marathons to hide from my life. I say that as a joke, like, knowing full well that is literally what I've done.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I also don't know why I always look at my heart rate and feel like, oh,
Me too, we are jazzed. It's because you're so excited to be here at Industry City.
maybe. Welcome to Industry City, where hopes and dreams come true. We've chosen the loudest corner.
Yeah.
You guys, Rebeka's back.
I don't know if I really did go anywhere.
No, you didn't. Let's talk Beat Your Bus.
So Kelly asked me to join her for this next 16 weeks again. So I like to leave that in the athlete's corner, and so
that's what we're calling this, the athlete's corner.
I like to leave that in the athlete's corner to reach out. And
the cool thing about Moonshot is that we get 3 coaches who are awesome, and they're very different, which I think is the best part about all 3 of you. Is you all have such different approaches. So it's not even that you like pick a coach who fits you the best. It's more like you have 3 different people to like walk you through things in such a different way.
I think we all speak to different aspects of the journey at different times, and we'll kind of collectively be able to bring the entirety of what is needed to the athletes.
Stowe like randomly ended up next to me on a long run at the end of it.
I think so.
And we just ended up talking about failure. That sounds like something I like to talk about. So I feel like that's what we were talking about. And then I guess that's kind of how I was like,
I think I called you out a couple times for doing a good job. You're doing your
I was like, she says nice things to me.
So yeah, we talked about failure. We talked about how diligent you are with your
well, you talked a lot. I asked you a lot about your history with running, and I remember you were telling me your story and what you're doing. Yeah. And that resonated with me because there's nothing I love more than someone chasing, for lack of a better word, a moonshot.
Or an absurd dream.
Yeah. I just think there's too many people who say like that's probably not going to happen and it's not worth my time. I need to be realistic. I really do think some people would say it takes a crazy person, but I think it takes more of like
it's a grit, it's a resilience, it's like
a dreamer, optimistic person, I guess. Someone who's willing to be like, I may not make that happen, but like all the things that will happen in the middle
are going to be worthwhile.
Yeah. So that's kind of how we connected. In case you missed the last video.
I don't think we really jumped into the entirety of that either. We just went straight to planning for how you're going to take a marathon on, and didn't really jump into the other parts. So.
Yeah, from there I just kind of always went to Stowe. You go to all the coaches. They're all there to help you, which is awesome. And then from there I asked Stowe to help me with DC. That was a great training cycle, but it ended up being so hot. Happy with that race, super happy with that training cycle. I feel like it put us in such like a strong position now. I've never felt stronger or more centered, probably in my life, which is wild.
So we were talking about, we met talking about failure, and I think we spoke a little bit before, but we prefaced that this season was going to be about succeeding.
Yeah, it's the one. This is it. And not even because I keep joking like this is the final one, like God
like I'm actually never doing this again.
But like genuinely, like I do think this is. Yeah. I was telling Stowe, we talked for a little while before, just to like catch up, but I was telling her that like there is that spark that was in like the first video, and the last video is like back. I guess like I'm excited.
It's never gone. It's kind of interesting to see that it's always been underlying.
You know what? It just came to me. This is it. This is honestly it. I didn't think it was going to happen in the first one, so it was more like, let's see what happens. And I think we're here now. Like, I do care about doing the thing, but if it doesn't happen, I know I'll get really strong, so I feel really good. So it's like that, like, let's see what happens. Yeah. Curiosity.
With a little bit more of a understanding that you can actually do it. And it's interesting. I mean, to reference back to, Women's World Cup today, I was watching a video on Megan Rapinoe, and one of the things that she said, she was very confidently just like, yeah, we're going to win.
Yeah.
Like not
we
like
prepared to do this.
The expectation is that you are going to succeed, and it's not that you're like saying we have to succeed because if I don't succeed then my worth and value is less or XYZ. It's just that we're going to do this.
We're ready and prepared to do this thing.
Here we are. We're gonna fucking qualify for Boston, and it's gonna be great. And it's gonna be hard, and it's gonna be
fun.
And
right?
But if it doesn't happen too, then we know that
my world's not ending. It's not my worth.
But the expectation is
to do it.
We're gonna do it.
That's something that Dr. Bob always told me. He's like, you're not gonna do it until you say you're gonna do it and you believe you're gonna do it. It's not a like, let's see what happens type of thing. You have to show up to the line and be like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Which leads us to training.
Yes.
To make sure, I mean, obviously injuries are out of your control to an extent, but there are a lot of things we can do to be smart and diligent. So let's talk training.
So I'm actually sitting and kind of looking through your training. I'm going to dive in a little more deeply over the next few hours of the day and make sure that this is periodized appropriately.
Slave over it. She's going to do nothing else.
Yeah, honestly, the part that I'm more excited about is just
spending time with me.
Yes, of course. And touching on all those other pieces of like figuring out, like I mentioned, and I shared that it was like, I want you to be at peace when you step to that line. Being able to know that during this training journey you were able to pursue entirely what you value as a whole person and to make sure your actions are aligning with those things. And so even just like looking at you as a whole and wanting you to be well, like more well than you were when you started it.
Yes.
So thinking like everything from what's your day-to-day nutrition for long-term health look like, what is your like amount of time that you're spending with friends and social life and interactions and pursuing relationship and all of these things that are important. They're important to a person. If that's what you value, you need to give time to them, right? So just
I could hear my sister on the other side of the screen being like, yes.
Yeah, so I don't know, I love that kind of depth, and it's not always feasible to do with the people I work with just because
only so many hours in a day.
And there's so much bandwidth and energy to give, but I would know that you've been pursuing this for a long time, and if
5
you're
years.
willing.
That's not true. 5 tries.
The thing is that the athlete has to be willing to do it, because I'm going to ask you to do crazy shit and like speak differently to yourself and like effort in ways that require you to press yourself outside of boundaries you're comfortable with, and like be okay with being fatigued. But like, I really don't want to meal prep Sunday, but I'm gonna do it because this is what I know I need to do to get through Wednesday. Like, when you're tired, you get up off the couch and you make dinner versus, you know what I mean? Just shit like that, where it's like, those are the fatiguing pieces of New York too, and it's so easy
100%.
to like.
And like, I think when I first started BQRBS, I think I felt like I would never be busier. But I think of how busy I am now versus that, and I was like, oh, what I would do to go back.
And then
I'm at least 30 times busier.
Yeah. So if you did it,
I at least have 4 more full-time jobs now than I did then.
Basically, just real talk, because we're getting into the depth of what it takes to be a whole person, and that's what we want to see for the journey through this journey.
And we want to see it happen.
And we want to see it happen, but I think those are the pieces. I have a deep-seated belief that those are the pieces that when you put all of the other stuff together, then it allows the freedom to succeed and accomplish what you're wanting from a like tangible success on the course.
I also think this is all the stuff that does make this stuff fun. It's kind of like what we've been talking about. Like, you have to make it fun and worth it. Otherwise, it just is a job. I'm always wondering why we run marathons. And I do think it's to hide from life. Like it's so that I have like my whole day is now full, and I don't have to do anything. I can be like, I can't. I'm running a marathon. And people are like, you've literally been running marathons for 5 years.
Sorry, I can't go with you because I'm running a marathon.
Can't come to Christmas this year. I'm running a marathon. Can't come to your wedding. I'm running a marathon. But literally, these are things that I've been doing.
Yeah.
Like, I almost feel like I've been running marathons to hide from my life. I say that as a joke, like knowing full well that is literally what I've done. I've done it so that it's my career. I've taken it to the umpteenth degree.
Yeah. Well,
So we'll deal with that this year.
give time to everything that matters outside of running.
Yes. So that running is more meaningful.
Absolutely. So training-wise,
Run fast, get faster, finish fastest.
Michael Scott, The Office. But yeah, you'll see the ups and downs of training. We'll see the workouts. We'll see a lot of that moving forward. The weeks when you decide to take time down or
Take a
sprint
chance on
sessions
me.
and all of these things. So
Yeah.
we don't need to drive into that right now because I also need more time with it.
Totally. Do it.
What do you think?
I'm ready.
Good with that?
She's ready.
Good with that?
This is gonna be my finish line pose.
Slay girl. Slay girl, slay. Slay girl, slay.